Hey everybody, Dave Costello coming at you on a Christmas day or Christmas Day evening. Get my hat on straight. But I hope everybody's having a good Christmas. By the time you see this, it'll probably be either Sunday morning or Monday morning, depending on when I decide to release it. But Merry Christmas, everybody. I hope you got a lot of gifts and a lot of love from your family. Um, Mine was decent, uh, but yeah, it's been a strange year, very strange year. But I'm not going to get into that right now. Uh, Maybe next week we'll have a little further discussion of how a strange year this has been. So anyway, tonight I'm going to be doing one of my favorite bands. The fact of a band that I started, well, one of the bands I started out with. Kiss was the first one, uh, and this was the second one I discovered. Uh, but it was I can't talk. I just cannot talk tonight. Oh, but anyway, Electric Light Orchestra. I'm going to be ranking their albums. Uh, to let you know, I'm not going to be including Zoom or the last two. That's called, goes by Jeff Lynne's ELO. I've only heard them a few times, and I don't have them, so I'm just not going to include them. And I'm not going to include Xanadu. Never heard it, never seen the movie. Maybe someday, but I'm not going to include it. So anyway, before we get started, please subscribe. I would appreciate it. Uh, like the video, leave a comment down below. Uh, Make your own listing of what your listing of ELO, your rankings, and hit that notification bell. But anyway, let's get into this. Been looking forward to doing ELO. Like I said, one of my all-time favorite bands. Anyway, what the heck was that? Ooh, something getting on my papers here. Anyway, uh, you're going to have only 11. So starting out at number 11. Now, just because it's number 11 doesn't mean I don't like it. I love all these albums. If I didn't love them, they would not be in my collection. I've gotten rid of a lot of albums. Well, not too many, but quite a few. Uh, Guns N' Roses, for one, I had their first two albums, Appetite for Destruction and Use Your Illusions 1 and 2. They were all right for a while, but I just, no. So, anyway, released March 1972 in the United Kingdom. The United States, December 1971 in the United Kingdom. March 1972 in the United States. The album that's often referred to as No Answer because of a misunderstood telephone message made by United Artists recording executive about the name. Talking about, of course, their debut album. And, of course, it says on the disc here, you can see it right there, No Answer. So anyway, there's the band right there. Let's see. Some inner artwork here. There's the band again. Of course, there's only three of them, plus whatever, let's see. Yeah, Roy Wood, who would only be on this album on the debut album. Jeff Lynne, Bev Bevan, Bill Hunt on French horn and hunting horn, and Steve Woodlam on violin. Of course, then Roy did vocals, cello, oboe, acoustic guitar, bass guitar, strings, guitar, bass, bassoon, clarinet, recorders, slide guitar, and percussion. I've had a hard time reading this because I got to get glasses. My 20/20 vision came back, but only to a certain point. If I try to read something right here, sometimes I can, sometimes I can't. On my computer, I'm having a heck time at work on my computer screen. So for years I've been nearsighted. Now I can see far away just great, which is weird. My far sight has come back. My detailed sight has suffered, and it kind of puts a strain on my eyes. But anyway, enough of that. So if I struggle, that's why. Anyway, some of the inner pictures. When I first heard, let's see, a couple of the songs, I believe was on their Afterglow Contemplation album set, 3-disc set on there. I heard 1053-8 Overture and Mr. Radio on that one. In fact, I heard it. God, I believe I had a greatest hits. No, it was on Ole ELO. I had that on 8-track. That's where I heard it. That's what I'm missing here. I've been trying to think where I heard the 1053-8 Overture the first time, and that was on Ole ELO on 8-track. Didn't understand it, but I've come to appreciate it more. But this disc, it's good. I don't go to as much. Starts out with that one. Look at Me Now is good. Nelly Takes Her Bow. Battle of Master Moore. First Movement. Mr. Radio's good. Manhattan Rumble. Queen of Ours. Love that one. Whispers in the Night. Great. Good debut album. Fortunately, Roy Wood only was on this one. He didn't see any future of the album or with the group, so he moved on and formed Wizard, which I gotta investigate more one of these days. But anyway, definitely check it out. Worth a listen. Anyway, moving on. Now I'm probably gonna get a little flack for this because a lot of people love this album, and I did back in the day when it first came out, but I just don't reach for it as much. And I know back in the day also a lot of people thought it was too disco-y for their tastes. So yeah, the group had a little falling out with a lot of fans. Me, I didn't care. I was, of course, caught up in the disco thing a little bit. Thankfully, I curtailed that urge. Of course, anyway, released May 31st, 1979. We're top charts. And on June 8th in the United States, talking about Discovery. This baby. Now when we have this on vinyl, don't know why I have never gotten this on CD. No, it's been years since I put this on the record player, the turntable. But Shine a Little Love. I love that song. Confusion's good. Okay. Need Her Love's okay. Die of Horace Rimp's good. Last Train to London, love that one. Midnight Blue, I love that one. On the Run and Wishing's okay. Don't Bring Me Down. I don't need to hear that one again. That is just definitely worn out its welcome with me. Another prime example is when you play a song too much on the radio, you tend to damage it with most, if not all, people, all fans. So, anyway, number 10, Discovery. Moving right along here. This next one, uh, another one, a couple of songs I heard on Ole ELO. I'll get it out one of these days. Um, one is quite, well, they're both quite long. The one's really long, probably the longest ELO song they ever did. But anyway, released in 1973. 1973 in the U.S. It didn't say when over in England. Anyway, their second album, ELO 2. Come to appreciate the songs on this album. In Old England Town, Boogie 2 is good. Mama, like that one. Roll Over Beethoven. I love that song. Just gets you going. Just makes you feel good. From the Sun to the World, Boogie 1's good. And Kuyama. That one I never got. I mean, it's okay. It was never my favorite, though I've come to appreciate it a little bit more, especially now that I know what he's saying. A lot of the time, I could never understand Jeff. I mean, the recording and way he used to sing just didn't resonate the lyrics clearly. But still, very long song, over say 11. Is that 11? Like I said, I'm having a heck of a time reading small print. 11 minutes, 19 seconds. Longest song on the album. I mean, they're all over 6 minutes or more. So, but of course, what do you expect from the 1970s? A lot of bands were doing that back in the 70s, late 60s or 70s. Rush, um, King Crimson, just to name a few. But yeah, that was number 9, ELO 2. Okay, moving right along. Okay, this next one, I kind of toned down the lengths of the songs. I don't know if the record label was telling Jeff and them, enough of the long epics. You need some hits. And I believe they got a hit off this. Anyway, this is the first one recorded without any input from Roy Wood. I guess I didn't know that. I guess the ELO 2 had some input from Roy. But anyway, released November 1973 in the UK and December 1973 in the US. Talking about their third album, On the Third Day. Of course, knowing that, knowing Roy had input on the second album would explain the length of the compositions. So, but anyway, this one's more toned down in the length. Ocean Breakup, King of the Universe, love that one. Bluebird is Dead. Oh No, Not Susan. Okay. New World Rising, Ocean Breakup. Respite. Showdown. Hear the inklings of Jeff's love for westerns right there. Why is it that a lot of people in the UK and Europe, for that fact, have this love for American westerns? I mean, I don't know. I just find it strange. I don't know. But anyway, Daybreaker, Ma Bell, Dreaming of 4,000, and The Hollow Mountain King, another song that's been covered by quite a few bands. But I think the longest song on here, let's see, yeah, it's The Hollow Mountain King at 6:33. But as I said, they toned everything down. Uh, they did release this with another album cover with Jeff looking down on the earth. Why they did that, I have no idea. This one's fascinating, especially when, of course, if you really care about it, showing their belly buttons. But I would like to ask Jeff why. Why? Last thing I want to see is another man's belly button. So, but anyway, good album. Just not when just not when I reach for it too much, very much. So, and moving along here. This one, I know I might get a little flack for putting this above the other three, or the other four, for that. But it's just, I love this one a little bit more than the ones that came before it. It's kind of grown on me. A lot of people don't like it, but I think it's got some very good songwriting on it. At least 1986 is the final album to feature co-founder Bev Bevan on drums, and as well as the last one to really feature Richard Tandy. Of course, he's since rejoined the band under Jeff Lindsay LO recently, and from out of nowhere. But anyway, I'm talking about Balance of Power. Great, fantastic songs. That, to me, I love them. Though I've heard Jeff say that he was trying to get away from the orchestration, as well as on this album, as well as the ones that came before it. In the discography, he was saying that you do a songs with orchestration. I mean, and I can believe this. It takes up a lot of time. You're not just writing words and stuff on for guitars and drums and stuff like that, but you got to come up with arrangements for the orchestra. So anyway, a lot of good songs on here. Heaven Only Knows. So Serious. Getting to the Point, my favorite off the album. Secret Lives. Is It All Right? Sorrow About the Fall, Without Someone, Calling America. I love that one. Endless Lies, Send It. It's great, solid songwriting. This one's got bonus tracks, opening and an opening portion, and then Heaven Only Knows, an alternative version, totally different from the one that made it onto the album. I mean, it's a little bit gloomier than the one that made it onto the album, the regular album. In for the Kill, Secret Lives, Alternate Take. In for the Kill, that let's see, yeah, that's not on the regular album. That's when I guess they left off. Sorry About the Fall, Alternative Mix, Caught in a Trap, Destination Unknown. I've heard Destination Unknown. They included that on after the compilation album or CD set Afterglow. But all in all, I've really come to love this album. Of course, a lot of people, they say it's really not ELO. To me, it is. It's just more poppier. And I don't really get into poppy stuff, but this one I do. Let's see if there's, I don't think there's any pictures in this one. Oh, yeah, there is. There's Jeff. You could almost call this, and then there were three, because there's out of the original, the classic lineup, there was only three left. Jeff, Bev, and Richard Tandy. There's the guys right there. And of course, the one thing I've noticed about Jeff is, like, he was like Ian Anderson. I don't, in fact, I may be wrong, but he wrote all the songs throughout the history of the band. I don't think I've ever seen anybody who credited for co-writing or writing a song for ELO other than Jeff Lynne. Well, no, I take that back. The first album, Roy Wood did some of the writing too. But since then, it's been all Jeff. Just like with Ian Anderson, after their first album, it was all Ian Anderson except for a few. So, but anyway, what can you do? That's Jeff and Ian. All right, moving on. Alrighty then. Now this one, first time I heard it, well, when I discovered it, was at I think a Kmart over in Clearfield, Utah. Me and a friend had went to get some food. We were at a house. We were gonna have a party because we had to have food. You don't want to drink on an empty stomach. So anyway, we stopped at the store, and I came across this. I originally got it on cassette tape because, of course, I had a cassette player in my truck. Anyway, everybody else didn't understand why I bought it, and at the time, I really was questioning, why did I buy this? But right now, it's grown on me. I love it. It's just like Balance of Power. I love this. Released, let's see, released in 1983. The last album to feature bassist guitarist Kelly Graucut and conductor Lewis Clark. In fact, it was last album to be released on Jet Records label. So anyway, talking about Secret Messages. Originally visioned by Jeff as a double album, but of course the record label said no, sorry. So he had to whittle it down. Still, it's got some great, solid music on it. Secret Messages, Loser Gone Wild, Bluebird, Take Me On and On, Time After Time. That one is okay. I don't get into it too much. Four Little Diamonds, I love. Fantastic tune. Stranger, Danger Ahead, Letters from Spain, awesome. Train of Gold, Rock and Roll's King, love it. Bonus tracks, No Way Out, Endless Lies, and After All. I mean, just kind of makes you wonder what else did they leave off. I mean, solid album. Let's see here. There's the artwork. Oh, what's this one? Oh, okay. Folds out. Because about this time, there's only 4 remaining members, I believe. Yeah. Anyway, another album I've come to appreciate, but you just definitely should check it out. It's a great album. But yeah, secret messages. Always love that picture too. A lot of hidden things in there. You got in the background all these cooling towers. You know, even got the little spaceship type logo right there. So anyway, okay, alrighty. Now this one is when ELO is coming into power, basically. Uh, this is when they found their sound. They'd settled on it. They knew what they were going to do. Their classic lineup is pretty much set on this one. Released in September 1975. United Kingdom, let's see, yeah, 1975. Face the music. And chock full of hits. Wonderful stuff. Fire and High, love that. Perfect opening for this album. Waterfall, love it. Evil Woman, love it. Night Rider, I love that album or that song. Poker, it's all right. Probably the weaker track of all of it. Strange Magic, great. Down Home Town, another Western flavored ditty by Jeff. And One Summer Dream. Oh, love that tune. I mean, it's like you want summer to keep going, but it's got to go. It's got to renew itself. With winter, but it just gets to you. Always gets to me every time I listen to it. But I don't know if there's any pictures in this. These ones I bought, they weren't re-releases or regular releases. Yeah, they're okay. Yeah, there's the band. Classic lineup right there. Jeff Lynne, Bev Bevan, Richard Tandy, Kelly Grotcut, Mick Kaminsky, Hugh McDowell, Melvin Gale, I'm sorry. Classic lineup. Yeah, I mean I could have ranked this higher, but the ones that I have higher, just a little bit more special to me. Of course, like I've said, a few months down the road, this could be maybe even number 1. So that's coming at number 5. Okay, we're in the top 5 now. So this next one, again, I heard a couple of songs on their Olé ELO. But when I first heard the whole album, I was just enamored, just gripped by it. I just loved it. Released October 1970 or September 1974 and October 1974, depending on where you lived. But anyway, El Dorado. Just love this album. I mean, yeah, it's low, not what's higher up, but this album, different time it could rate number 1, but right now, the other ones that I've got up higher, a little bit more right now. But anyway, good solid album. Great orchestration. Great rock and roll combination. El Dorado Overture, love it. Can't get it out of my head. Boy Blue, uh, Laredo Tornado, Poor Boy, The Greenwood, Mr. Kingdom, oh, haunting, love it. Nobody's Child, fantastic. Illusions in G Major, El Dorado, El Dorado Final, just oh, chock full of this classic ELO. I mean, this is right before the classic lineup. I think they had. Let's see here. Yeah, Jeff Lynne, Bev Bevan, Richard Tandy. Yeah, Michael D. Albuquerque was on bass. Michael Edwards on cello still. Hugh McDowell was on this one. Mick Kaminsky. So, yeah, Michael Edwards and Michael D. Albuquerque were still on this one. But it's just fantastic. It's the stuff that Jeff can write is incredible. So yeah, if you don't know this album, check it out. Give it a chance. I mean, you won't be disappointed. It's just awesome. I know I'll never forget it. Okay, now in the top three. And as usual, when deciding my top three is always, well, deciding the whole thing is tough, but when you get your top two or top three, it gets a lot tougher. Excuse me. This one was a little bit easier, but still, any of these albums can switch places later on. But right now, this is the way I'm putting them. Coming number three, released October 1976. 1976. Out of the blue. New world record. The one that came before Out of the Blue. New world record. First time I heard this, I mean, it struck me a little bit strange. Of course, I think this is after I heard one of the other albums that's coming up. A little bit different, but at the same time, a little bit the same. It's, But anyway, Tightrope, great telephone line, love it. Rockara, fantastic. Mission, new world record, great. So Fine, Living Thing, Above the Clouds, Do Ya, and Shangri-La. Shangri-La, perfect ending for this album. Just the music and the orchestration, everything, just fantastic. I don't know if we get any pictures of this. No pictures. But basically, the classic lineup on this one. Fortunately, would only last for 3 albums, but still, another strong music outing from them. If you don't know this one, check it out. It's fantastic. Not too long, just right. I mean, Do Ya, love it, and Shangri-La. But probably my favorite ones off this whole thing. But anyway, that's number 3. Coming up number 2. And like I said, top few are always the hardest to decide on. This album doesn't get a lot of love with a lot of people. They say it's too electronic sounding. If you're an ELO fan, you probably guessed what it is. I don't care. It works. A lot of time, it doesn't work, But on this one, it just works. Jeff said it. It kind of bugs him today, but anyway, released in July 1981. About time. What's not to love on here? I mean, I love every single song on this album. You know, starts with prologue and goes into Twilight. I love it. Yours truly, 2095. It's haunting, just ticket to the, tickle to the moon. Ticket to the moon. Fantastic. The way that life's meant to be. I love it. The only one I really don't really like very much is another Heart Breaks. But still, at the same time, it fits. The Rain is Falling is fantastic. From the End of the World, love it. Uh, Light Goes Down, love it. Here's the News. 21st Century Man, Hold On Tight, Epilogue. Just solid. Just awesome music. It's got 3 bonus tracks: The Bouncer, When the Time Stood Still, and Julie Don't Live Here. Julie Don't Live Here. That doesn't make any sense. That song title always gives me a problem. But basically, it's a time travel concept album from ELO. So, and it is. When you listen to it, or at least when I listen to it, I envision somebody, in bed, dreaming, and then this voice comes in, and the next thing you know, you can picture them being whisked away to some future world, whisked away from 1981 to this world that that they've dreamt of being better, but it's really not. I mean, what song is it? The Way Life's Meant to Be, with its ivory towers and its plastic flowers. I mean, yeah, it's got ivory towers, but the flowers are fake. And we dream of the future being this fantastic thing, and when we get there, um, we generally find it's totally different. When I was younger, I had these visions of going to different lands and different places, and one dream did come true. Really, I always wanted to go to Australia, and I did back in '94. I'm so glad I did, because if I tried to go there now, I don't think I would. I don't think I'd be able to get there. I don't think I'd want to go right now. But just shows that a lot of times what we dream of and what does come to be is totally different. A lot of the stuff that's going down now, I would never have dreamed of. A virus that's controlling controlling society, basically, via the government. Well, we won't get to that one. But anyway, check it out. Fantastic album. Solid. Time. Number 2. And that brings us to number 1. And if you're an ELO fan, you know which one it is. Released October 1977. Their big epic, Out of the Blue. What can I say about this album? That's the first ELO album that I ever got. I got this one, then I got Ole ELO. Of course, when I saw that picture, I'm like, wow, what is this? I got to get this. I got to get it. Of course, I think I had heard Sweet Talking Woman. So that's another reason why, because that was played on the radio quite a bit, as was Turn to Stone. Uh, so it gave me a hint. But seeing that spaceship, you know, let me pull this baby out here. Pete Pardo knows what I'm talking about. I mean, he was enamored with that picture of that spaceship. It was like I was. Maybe a few years later than when I was got this. I mean, look at that. I just remember sitting and listening to this album and looking at that spaceship and all the details in it. I mean, just a big recording studio. Basically what it was, or but basically what it is. I mean, just and the album. Fantastic. I took. I was in my first year of high school, and I got this. I believe the year before. It might have been maybe a couple of years before. But I took, or my uh, math teacher, Mr. Wise, uh, had to do some grading for one of his. He was a band teacher, so he had to do some grading for that class. And he said to bring something to listen to. We'll go down to the band room, and you guys can chill out there. I played this, and right before class ended, well, right when class ended, hey Davis, come over, and I got a question for you. Yeah, who was that you played? And I told, well, that's Electric Light Orchestra out of the blue. He goes, okay, well, I'll have to remember that. And the thing about Mr. Wise is he was a big guy, had a big black beard, bushy beard. Uh, he wasn't afraid to say what was on his mind. He could be quite cruel. I mean, at one point, somebody said something about ELO, and I said, "Do you like this, Mr. Wise?" He goes, "Oh, I've heard better." So, but when he called me up and asked me about it, it made me feel better. It's like, okay, I kind of maybe his way of apologizing. I'm sorry that I said I've heard better, but I could tell that he was enamored by it. He was grabbed by it. So, but anyway, full of classic songs. Turn to Stone. Oh, it's over. Sweet Talk Woman. Across the Border. Love Across the Border. I love that song. Night in the City. Fantastic. Starlight. Probably one of the weaker songs on the album. Still great. Jungle. Love it. Believe in Me Now and Stepping Out. Great combination. Introduction there. And then my favorite portion of the whole, and this is a two vinyl set. I still got it on vinyl, but I asked this for Christmas. I got it. Anyways, Stand in the Rain, Big Wheel. I mean, this is the uh, concerto for a rainy day portion. It included Stand in the Rain, Big Wheels, Summer Lightning, and Mr. Blue Sky. Love those. I mean, the fantastic little story of a rainy day turning into a nice blue sunny day. Sweet as the Night, The Whale, Birmingham Blues, more cowboy music, and Wild West Hero. I mean, marvelous album, just chock full of guitar, drums, bass, orchestration. You know, it was just awesome. If you don't know this album, you've got to check it out. Give it a chance. Go to YouTube Music, YouTube, whatever. Check it out. Yellow. Fantastic band. Um, the Zoom and last two that just put out. Okay, you gotta listen to some more. Like I said, I don't have them on disc or anything. I've only heard them on YouTube Music. Zoom's okay. I think the other two are a little bit better, but I just didn't feel right including them here yet. But yeah, that's the way it is. Let me do a little recap. One, Out of the Blue. Number 2, Time. Number 3, New World Record. Number 4, El Dorado. Number 5, Face the Music. Number 6, Secret Messages. Number 7, Balance of Power. Number 8, On the Third Day. Number 9, ELO 2. Number 10, Discovery. And number 11, their first album, Electric Light Orchestra, or ELO, no answer. Fantastic group. Definitely check them out. You'll be glad you did. And if you don't, at least you give it a chance. That's all I'm asking her. That's what this channel's about. Getting people information. Every time I watch, Pete or the other guy, Bryce on Bryce Talks Metal, and Naim the Prog Nerd. Every time they talk about music, I like, oh, I gotta go listen to this. Listen to what they're talking about. So, but anyway, check it out. It only take a little bit of your time. If it doesn't do it for you, oh well. But if it does, hey, you expand your musical horizons. Something I'm always doing every time I watch the others. Secret Tranquility, the Prog Nerd, so on. Always find new stuff to listen to. So anyway, I hope you all have a Merry Christmas, and I'm going to be doing, hopefully, things haven't been working out lately. Between work and coming home and other things, finding time to do videos, especially not at this time of year, can be a chore. Hoping to Tuesday or Wednesday, if everything works out, I'm going to be doing a little thing on what the music I discovered this year on Free Fall. I'm going to do some movies, and stuff, but that's not working out. By the time Friday gets here, I'm just burnt out on the whole week. But we'll have to see how it goes. But anyway, next Monday, a week from this Monday, I don't know what I've got planned. I haven't got a calendar worked up for that. So anyway, if you don't see me before the New Year's, I hope you all have a good New Year's, and I hope next year is a lot better. But we're live, we're breathing, we're out and about. If you're over in Europe, Australia, whatever's going down there, I hope it improves for you. I hope things get better. I really do. This whole situation with the governments, and if we can't live free, what's life worth? If we're, And that's what it comes down to. And people sit, of course, I might get some flack for that, but I don't care. I'm going to speak my mind. Freedom is essential to life. If you're willing to give up freedoms for certain things, then where does it stop? Where does it stop? Freedom, life without freedom is not worth living. I mean, just imagine if you couldn't go outside, or even for that matter, go to the next town or the next state, or fly and see a different country. I mean, we're losing touch with ourselves. Everything's becoming, I don't know. But I'll leave it at that. Have a good rest of your Christmas and Happy New Year. And I'll see y'all later.